Hey everyone, if you're looking to step up your gaming experience without breaking the bank, this iBUYPOWER Trace Gaming PC might be exactly what you need. I've been putting it through its paces for the last couple of weeks, and I'm excited to share whether it's worth the investment. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the heart of this machine is the AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D processor. If you're into high-end gaming, you've probably heard about the X3D series and how it crushes performance in modern titles. I ran a few CPU-heavy games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Starfield on ultra settings, and the frame rate stayed consistently smooth. Even in demanding multiplayer games like Call of Duty Warzone, I didn't see any stuttering or lag spikes. That's a big deal if you're trying to stay competitive without needing to upgrade every few months. For instance, during my testing, I was able to maintain an average of 120 frames per second in Warzone, which is impressive considering the game's demanding requirements. I also wanted to see how the system would handle other resource-intensive tasks, like video editing and streaming. I threw some 4K footage into Adobe Premiere Pro and started editing, and the system handled it like a champ. I was able to apply multiple effects, color correction, and transitions without any noticeable slowdown. This is a huge plus if you're into content creation or want to stream your gameplay live. Now, the graphics card is where this PC really shines. The AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT with 16GB of VRAM handled everything I threw at it: 4K gaming, ray tracing, you name it. I played Alan Wake 2 at 1440p with ray tracing enabled, and it ran at around 80 to 90 FPS. That's impressive for a pre-built system at this price point. Plus, the 16GB VRAM future-proofs you for the next few years, especially if you're into VR gaming or high-res texture mods. I also tried out some other graphically demanding games like The Witcher 3 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and the system performed flawlessly. Memory and storage are no joke here either. You get 32GB of DDR5 RAM running at 5200 MHz, which is more than enough for multitasking or running heavy creative apps like Adobe Premiere Pro. I had Chrome open with 20 tabs, Discord running, and a game in the background, and the system barely broke a sweat. The 2TB NVMe SSD is another standout. Boot times are lightning fast, and game load screens are almost non-existent. I've got a ton of games installed, and the system still has plenty of room left. I was able to install multiple games at once, including some larger titles like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Destiny 2, without any issues. The included keyboard and mouse are actually pretty solid for a bundle. The keyboard has a nice tactile feel, and the mouse is lightweight with good sensor accuracy. They're not high-end gaming peripherals, but they're definitely better than what you'd get with a cheap off-brand setup. If you're just starting out or upgrading from older gear, they'll do the job just fine. I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of the peripherals, especially considering they're included in the bundle. One thing I really appreciate is how quiet this system runs. Even under heavy loads, the fans don't get too loud. I tested it during a long gaming session, and the noise level was minimal compared to some other pre-builts I've used. That makes a big difference if you're gaming late at night or in a shared space. I was able to play games for hours without disturbing anyone, which is a big plus. In terms of build quality, the system feels solid and well constructed. The case is made of high-quality materials, and the components are well integrated. I was impressed by the attention to detail, especially considering the price point. The system also stays cool under pressure, which is a testament to the quality of the components and the design of the case. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons. On the plus side, the performance is top-notch for the price, and the build quality feels solid. The included peripherals are a nice bonus, and the system stays cool and quiet even during intense sessions. On the downside, the case isn't the most spacious for future upgrades, so if you plan to add more storage or a bigger GPU later, you might need to do some research first. Also, the RGB lighting is pretty basic, so if you're into flashy setups, you might want to add your own lighting later. However, for most gamers, these are minor quibbles that won't affect the overall performance of the system. All in all, this iBUYPOWER Trace Gaming PC is a fantastic choice if you want a high-performance rig without the hassle of building one yourself. It handles modern games like a champ, stays cool under pressure, and comes with everything you need to get started right away. If you're on the fence, I'd say go for it, and don't forget, the link is below if you want to check it out.